Welcome to this week's Technique Tuesday. This week's defense will be against a punch, so stick with us and remember to train in safety. This week's defense is against a punch. So your opponent steps forward and throws a punch. Guy steps a punch, block with your same side hand. With your cross-side hand, grab your opponent's wrist. Using your free arm, deliver a downward elbow strike to your opponent's arm, bending their elbow. From here, lift your opponent's arm up, reach under and around your opponent's arm, and grab your own elbow for support. Apply downward pressure to your opponent's wrist. Step backwards, take your opponent down in a small circle. Once on the ground, kneel on your opponent's neck and rib cage. Apply pressure to the wrist. Lock your opponent out. On the other side, opponent throws a punch. Side step the punch, block with your same side hand. With your cross side hand, grab your opponent's wrist. Deliver a downward elbow strike to your opponent's arm, getting them to bend their elbow. Lift your opponent's wrist upward, reach under and around and grab your own elbow. Apply downward pressure to your opponent's wrist. Step backwards, take your opponent down in a small circle. Kneel on your opponent and apply pressure to the wrist. Lock your opponent out. Now, key to this technique is that after you block the punch, 1, 2, make sure you deliver a good strong elbow strike to your opponent's arm. If you don't deliver the elbow strike, your opponent will not bend their arm and you're not going to be able to execute the lock correctly. So make sure that you strike your opponent's elbow here, get it to bend, and immediately lift the wrist upward. Grab your arm for support, tuck your opponent's arm in your armpit, apply downward pressure, step backwards, take your opponent down in a small circle, and apply pressure to the wrist, lock your opponent out. One more time, full speed. And that's your technique for Technique Tuesday.